know about you, Pecky. This looks like a pretty nice spot. Stick. 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 This. You good boy? You good boy? All good puppies get a treat. You're gonna get spoiled tonight. He's gonna get steak. Thankfully, he doesn't know that word. But he knows that smell. Okay, we have gotten our tent set up for the evening. Let's take you on a little tour. What we're going to be surviving in 20-degree weather, which is nothing compared to some folks. So over here on the right, I got my 20-degree Enlightened Equipment quilt. And I am testing out the Xped ultralight down winter down mat with a R value of 6.9. I had bought that I had bought that months ago with winter camping, but never tried it. Now Pecky's got a wonderful warm blanket, and underneath that we've got some blue foam. So I think that's going to do a good job tonight, hopefully for all of us. He was a little chilly last time we were out in 20-degree weather, and I really didn't have the stuff for him. So I kind of put him up in my quilt for the few hours. Then he got warm and decided to go to the back of the bed again at the bottom. So we'll see what happens tonight. But, you know, can't get sick of this view. What would you choke on? Sticks. Can't get sick of that view. That is up on the ridge there, the Shenandoah National Park. And I think the North Fork, well, one of the forks is down there. So we are going to try to get some safe drone footage here later on this evening when that thing up there decides to get a little lower. There's a couple of shots I want to test, and I think we're off the beaten path a little bit. So I'm going to be in a safer spot to try some of these things out. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Pekko, hey, you looking forward to this, buddy? Looking forward to this? Pekko. Bark, bark, bark. He'll get some steak here in a little bit. All is better now. So Pekko's actual name is the sound of a Ziploc bag opening. He's not called Pekko. He doesn't listen to that. But if he listens to this, he knows where the tasties are coming from. Is this Pecky? Whoop. Sit. Wait. 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 Touch. Good touch. Want another bite? You got to save room for steak. Down, down, good down, up, 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 good, good up. Pekko, I didn't eat anything today. You ate more than I did. All right, last bite. Then I gotta get some food. Gonna be athletic, Pecky? Wait for it. Lappy. The things I was worried about is getting some firewood for this evening. Now, I don't want to have a big fire, but I would like to try that steak experiment later on over a fire. And so I put some time for trying to get some wood, but I think we're good for the night. Don't want to get anything too crazy. I'd have to put any kind of spark up with dirt. I have a half gallon of water, but that's going to get us through the night and through tomorrow. But I'm not cooking any dehydrated meals, so I'm not too worried about the cooking aspect of it. Although I would like a coffee in the morning, but we'll see what happens. I don't know why we buy dog treats. There's an endless supply of them outside. So for tonight, since I don't have a grill, we are going to try steak on a stick. And with a little bit of leverage and some coals, I think I'll get the idea. Of course, might also dump the steak in the fire, which that would be upsetting. Thankfully, it's just a quick overnighter. Pekka would be very disappointed if he didn't get to have steak. Yes, that. So we'll try this later on and see, does sous vide steak make it easier for camping? Is one better than the other? Does it really matter? We'll find out. Why not? I've always been curious to try. So sous vide filet. Too hard to mess that up. So we'll see what's going on. It was sous vide at 129 degrees, one of them. Yeah. Pekko has since gotten into the firewood stash. He is one happy puppy. How's that firewood, buddy? I hope there's some left for the evening. fluffy. Where's the fluffy? It's a shame to take camping tonight. So we got about an hour until the sun is in the right spot. There's an app on my phone that tells you kind of where you point it in the sky and goes, hey, this is where the sun's going to set. So it's really handy because you can just tell where it is. I've used it for gardening and a few other things around the time. So you can pick a date, time, anytime, and a picture, and it'll show you where about the sun is going to set. So we're having a good time here, and Pekko is over here. Say hi, Pecky. Just kind of chilling out and enjoying the view. It's, I guess it's not hard to take good camera footage when you have nature like this as your backdrop. I am very lucky to live very close to this area. Just so much great hiking, canoeing, outdoor stuff, everything, you know. I only have to drive an hour or less, and I'm in some of the most beautiful countryside in the country. Something that my wife and I like to do in the summer times, we try to drive across country and camp in Colorado and kind of see a whole bunch of places. And yeah, other places have a tremendous amount of beauty too. But when you come back to this area, the Shenandoah Valley is just one of the nicest places around. So many hiking trails, outdoor things to do. Just very, very, very fortunate to not have to drive far, you know. I know some places have their beauty, but if you're in the Midwest and a few places, well, I won't disparage because lots of those states have very, very nice and amazing things as well. But if you want to get into the mountains and get hiking, having gone to school in Ohio, you have to drive a little bit. All right, Pekko. We got to sniff out the perfect drone spot where we're going to launch from. Now, it's not in that direction. Come on, let's go this way. Well, at least we know it's our drone spot. Windy from the west. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of wanting to chase my drone down someplace across the mountainside. We're gonna let this wind die down a little bit, but I think we might have a decent shot right up here. I think I should be able to get her up through there, no problem. Landing zone's a little uneven. Yeah, we'll see. I don't quite yet trust my snag from hover mode. I guess it's a thing you can do. Okay, so it's time to start getting the drone ready. I'm gonna try an ND filter. I guess you have to slow the exposures down. I'm just happy if I make it through the day and don't crash the drone. So this is the Mavic Air 2 here. And let's get the controller out. I'm a little concerned with the coldness of battery length of time, so we'll have to just see how she goes. Always carry your FAA small UAS certification registration. Unfortunately, my phone doesn't fit into the controller stick well with the case on, so I'm gonna have to do something about that eventually. And it's like the case is in like the exact worst spot for the buttons and the power button and everything else under the sun. The power button on the bottom, it makes it almost impossible. All right, good there. Stick a battery in it. I knew it was a matter of time with the wind. Oh, thankfully, it was a soft landing. So, go ahead and take the gimbal protector off. Stick that here. And I guess I will try a light filter, an ND8. Okay, well, I guess that's why we're out having a test. So, we are just about ready to fly. I'm going to go ahead and grab Pekko, and we're going to go to the takeoff zone. All right. I got co-captain Pekko over there, the drone over there, and some beautiful scenery. I flew model planes as a kid, which was a lot of fun, RC planes. Now, clearly you would never do anything like this with an RC plane, but I think I can slowly and carefully get it where it needs to be. co-pilot Pekky was calm, cool, and collected the whole entire time. Unlike me, who was a nervous wreck on that. But the wind was blowing it around, but it stayed so still, you know, and it's not like I'm out at a park and I can just go over there. I mean, if I mess up, that thing can go in the river a mile and a half away. So I would have liked to have pushed it a little later with sunset, but I can do that when I have more experience. And besides, I get to go and enjoy the view with Pekko. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put our drone away after the maiden voyage. So, that was fun. Scary, but fun. I think once I get a little bit more comfortable doing this, I will inevitably... What is it, Pekky? I will inevitably find a way to crash it in spectacular fashion. And though I'm fortunate to be employed full-time as a teacher, I shouldn't get in the habit of spending $700 on drones in routine fashion. For now, it's time to just relax and try our steak, try our little steak experiment here. Have some dinner and just enjoy the view. It is the first day of spring break, so that is nice. Although spring break this year is way different than normal, but you know, what is normal this year? On to the next thing. Pekko. I bet if I open up a Ziploc bag. What about this sound? Nope. But that'll get me running. Now that the flying's done, I can enjoy the view. What a view it is. Cheers. So I think I brought too much stuff to try out. I should just take these in small little bits. I have a Bluetooth mic that connects with that. I might try messing around with it. Maybe just see how the audio is here. Of course, now the wind's died down. If I just waited a few more minutes. But I didn't want to have a problem. And then my drone goes off someplace, and then I'm getting dark and trying to find a GPS signal on the phone in the night with a light, bushwhacking, when it's supposed to get down to 20 degrees anyway. So yeah, that's not going to happen. We played it safe enough. Played it safe enough. Let's try this again. Pekko. Come on. Whoops. Get you untangled. But we are leaving tomorrow morning. So. After all, it's life with Lappies. Not old man rambling about his gear. Oh. So yeah, Bluetooth mic, LED light, cold shoe mount thing. Just a whole bunch of stuff to try. We'll have fun with this stuff. We'll hike, we'll camp, maybe go in a canoe. Although I did have Pekky up to the border waters 2 years ago in Minnesota. And I'm glad we paddled about 20 feet away from shore and then made it back. We didn't train enough. He was still young. Maybe later. Maybe new. Who knows? Otto seems more of a water dog. And his boy does not like to swim. There's a state park not too far from here. Out in Maryland. They have a Rocky Gap. They have other than a casino and a whole bunch of other stuff, but they do have a beach for pets. Hi. High five? Paw? Paw? So we took Pekko out there one time, and he was swimming-ish. Swimming at the first lady dog he could find. Although I don't think his back feet ever quite left the ground. I'll try to find some photos of that. We might have it someplace. We got to get Samsa out here too. What I want is everybody to come out, but that involves warmer weather. So we'll get to that eventually. It'll be fun. So, new sleeping bag, no, new sleeping pad, cameras, drone. What else do we do, Pekko? What else we got? See how long the cold kills the battery. You're going to be roasty toasty later on. You got a blanket, a foam pad. You're going to get steak. So yeah, I guess we will relax and let the twilight begin. Well, let's see how we do with our steak experiment. Somebody heard the word steak. Now, Pekky, you got to stay over there. Okay, don't get in the steak. So I think the first one we're going to do is the non-cooked. Somebody knows their steak. Hi, Pekky. You gotta go over there. Come on, go over there. So, what we have is a Nature's Promise organic grass-fed filet for Pekky. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Now, I have no idea how good this is coming out, but basically I'm going to stick the steak on that and then put that into the fire on the coals. So hopefully it will cook a la a grill, which I wish I had remembered to bring. Let's go ahead and toss some coals out into the cooking zone. And without getting blood everywhere, so we get all the wildlife tonight. Someday soon I'm going to have to get another camera so you can have Pecky vision, because Pecky's paying attention right now. We got our steak on a stick. Didn't get too much blood everywhere. Let's go ahead and give her a little turn here. Yeah, she's browning up a bit. A little hot on the far end, I'm sure. Pour back a little bit. Use the scientific method poking stick. Get some coals up in there. So we got some of Pekko's dog food, and we're going to go ahead and hook him up with some steak. See what he thinks. I guess I can't be lazy. I'll go ahead and do the right thing. And we flipped her around. Oh, she's coming together. A little flip. Oh yeah. Who needs a great grate when you have a superior stick? I think we're about done with round one. So this is the steak on a stick, non-sous vide, traditional. We got. Right. Well, she's cooked. A little warm on the middle. I'd probably take it a little bit more well done myself, but that's restaurant style. Pekko, you ready for some steak? Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and cut you up some. Of course, I'll probably have to throw this rock back in the fire. No, no, Pekko. No, that's my bit. Just a moment. Pekko, you ready for steak? Are you ready for steak? Yeah, I think you are. Okay, ready? Here we go. I guess I should have mixed the steak up a little bit better with the dog food. Let's see if he even eats any of his regular dog food. Oh, there's a crunch. Pekko, eat the rest of your food. Well, round two for the steak will definitely flip that around and give Pekko a little mixy mix. And a shocking surprise, the steak is gone. But the kibble remains. And I was worried about having to put this in the fire. Oh, Pekko. I guess I'll use a different rock to cut mine. Okay, let's see what we got. There we go. Throw on a little bit of the world's second greatest steak seasoning. Well, cheers. Got a good flavor. A little long on the chew, though. Maybe it was a cut. I'll go get another bite. All right, let's try this one. Got a good crust. How about that? still for a fillet. Well, we're just going to have to see how the sous vide stacks up. It is time for the sous vide steak. This time Pekko is just far enough out of frame. All right, this one's already been cooked for a few hours at 129 degrees. So, I know you're not necessarily supposed to, no, these are sirloins. Well, that would make a big difference. Yes, these are not fillets. Pekko? I was lied to, and I'm sorry. Yes, as sirloin goes, that was expected. But maybe we're going to find some silver lining here. Let's see if some time in the sous vide cooker makes a difference. All right, the superior stick. You know what? Since it's a sous vide stick, let's go ahead and come in hot and fast. And get her going. It's not like it's going to stay warm for long anyway. Whoa! Surprise! And the joys of cooking on the fire. Well, let's go get that. Back to the action. What do you think, Pekko? Is it ready? I think it's good for tonight. Let's see what we got here. Now this time, I'm mixing it in. Definitely a lot easier to cut. Just cooked all the way through. Edge to edge pink, just like sous vide does. Now, this time it's going, cutting up and stirring it in. All right, Pecky, you ready? There you go. Pekko, you're the worst. I don't even know why I bring dog food for you. Let's go ahead and try it with the second best seasoning in the world. Definitely easier to eat. I'm gonna have to give the edge to the sous vide, but we're gonna have to do this again because I thought this was filet. If I known this was sirloin and paying attention, I would have cooked it at a little bit higher temperature for a little longer. Yeah, I think we're onto something here. It's already cooked. It's cold out. It's sealed. Well, let's enjoy. So, after further review, sous vide. It's going to be, I think, worthy of another test here. Yeah. No, I don't put any seasoning on it just because of Pekko beforehand. But if you're able to put a good flavor in there, cook it all the way up, it's sealed, especially when you're camping in the winter. Well, the more I do this, the better I'll get at it. So, if that means eating more steak, I'm okay with this. I think I'm okay with that. Well, looks like we had our sous vide steak dinner. Gonna wind it down here for the campfire for a few more minutes, and then get ready for bed. What do you think, Pekko? Do you like your steak? Better not get poopy butt in the middle of the night. So Pekko and I are going to say goodnight, and maybe we'll get a few more shots before as we try to negotiate sleeping in a tent with a camera for the first time. So fluffy. Pro tip, always get your dog expensively groomed before you go out on trail. It obviously is a very wise idea. Somebody's way warmer this time. He's got the foam underneath, got the blanket. I think he's going to be snug as a bug in a rug tonight. Well, we had a good day today. Hiked about 2.5 miles, got up on the ridge. Took a little longer than we had thought, but that's what happens when you're stopping and putting a camera down and moving back and forth and going and go get it. But that's all part of what we're doing. And somebody's getting pets. We flew the drone. That was entertaining and fun and nerve-wracking. And we just had a good time. Made some steak. I think there's a possibility of sous vide steak on the trail being something that might be something good. Can't believe I was fooled. Sirloin. I thought it was filet. It just looked so much like it. Oh well, what are you going to do? Maybe read the package. So tomorrow, we're going to wake up, no rush. We're not getting picked up till like 10 a.m. We have maybe a mile and a half down the hill. Most of it's road walk. Real easy hike today. Real easy hike. No boulder fields, no rocks, really. Couple stream crossings. Then up here on the ridge overlooking the Shenandoah and the Skyline Drive. Just absolutely phenomenal. Just so good. So good. So tomorrow I hope to be up around, well, before 7 if I can get up and get a shot of the sun rising. Maybe try to get the drone up there a little bit more confident about the flying and a little bit calmer weather. But we'll see what happens. I'm in no rush. And, well, if we just have coffee and dog biscuits before we get out of here, I'm okay with that too. So tomorrow is going to be a good day. Weather's supposed to be nice. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night and see what tomorrow brings. Fun. All right. Good night.